and welcome to another episode of The Flank. I'm joined by the one and only, the human turret, one of the best ARs ever do it. Give it up for the world champ himself, Sam LaRue Octane. We got some of the best analysis in the game, the world champion, Christopher Duarte Parasite. We got the multi-world champion, the multi-champion, a legend, an icon to the Call of Duty space. Give it up for Patrick Price Aches. And then, of course, we got the one and only, the executive producer of The Flank. Give it up for Benjay Nassim. Gentlemen, what's going on? How we doing? Ben, we'll start with you. I know you were just watching the end of the Clippers game. We all were, to be honest. It's kind of crazy. What's going on with you today, bro? We got El Clasico today as well. Great
I'll
day.
say the COD was dog shit today other than last series, but the sports was fucking cinema today, Tom. El Clasico cinema. Dennis Clippers game cinema.
Yep.
And I think the flank as well is going to be cinema.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about. We got 5 matches to cover today, so we'll definitely get through them as fast as possible, give our thoughts. But what about you, Sam? How you doing over there, brother?
I'm great, man. I'm doing as good as I could be. Unfortunately, the games were not great today, but kind of Ben's point. Sports were good. COD was bad.
Yeah, we ended good. I mean, well, FaZe lost, so not good for me, but, you know, good in general.
Wait,
It was a great
run
series.
the outro.
Tom,
Spoilers. Just
and
fucking
Tom,
spoil
you know,
the whole show then.
Nah,
We're gonna have to add a new line to Sam's intro. Soon to be wide receiver 2 for the Dallas Cowboys.
Y'all see me warming up?
Really?
Yeah, man. I signed a 2-year, $5 million deal.
I don't know about that. You can catch the ball?
Come on, man. What are we doing?
All right, Sam, my
You
bad.
telling me I can't run?
I don't know, Sam. I've never seen you run before. You know?
Listen, I watched Dallas go all the way to the 7th round, and we took an undrafted free agent for a wide receiver. So, hey, it happens. It's cool.
It'd be like that. What about you, Duarte? You have any idea what they're talking about, Duarte? Do you watch sports, Chris?
Fuck no,
Chris
man.
don't
The only
watch
thing I
sports.
watch
Chris
is
is on
esports,
fucking
bro.
rank. Chris is on
goes to
fucking
Rays
ranked play,
and drops
bro.
Molly with Adam Assault.
Whoa, I don't know about
Whoa,
that. We're making
federal.
some serious allegations here.
Federal.
Listen, I stay at home. I play video games. I go to the gym, and that's all I do. I do nothing else. All right.
But
But
anyways,
anyways,
by night, slowly.
I'm doing good.
Slowly.
I'm honestly excited for tomorrow, man. We got a couple of new faces making their first appearances on Championship Sunday. I'm excited to see who wins because we're gonna get a new champion. We've had FaZe win a couple tournaments in a row, so now we finally get to we get a new one. We get somebody else on the board, so super excited.
Yeah,
Smith's doing a victory lap over Merc.
Yeah, Merc. We'll definitely talk about Merc in Toronto. We'll get into it. But what about you, Pat? How you doing, Slay? Everything all right, brother?
Yeah, I'm good. I mean, I joined the watch party today for like 30 minutes.
Yeah, you
but
did.
all I heard the whole time was been in my ear about soccer, bro.
No
the whole
way.
time.
No
It's
fucking
El
way.
Clasico, bro. It's a big game. Barca Madrid. It went to extra time.
I just thought it was a CDL Major 3 watch party. That's why I joined
I mean,
up.
the games
And-
were dog
and
shit.
Stan
Pat,
was
what do you want
locked
from
in.
us? Hey, Tom, back me up. Tom, back me up, please.
Hey, listen, I was pretty locked into the matches today. I mean, an occasional peek at the El Clasico whenever it was in between rounds or in between maps.
It's all good. I've been watching the draft for 3
Yeah,
days.
there's been a lot of just draft picks and sports and shit. I mean, to be fair, there has been a lot of 3-0-3-1. Some of these maps haven't been close, but I mean, I've been pretty locked in. This guy said, Tom, back me up. What the fuck, man? I've been yelling at you to lock in all day, and now you're telling me to back you up.
Listen, sports, the picks weren't anything today, Tom. I was unlocked all the time. My bad.
Absolutely. Okay, absolutely. But yeah, we're going to have a lot to talk about. We got 5 matches to talk about today. But one thing I do want to talk about before we hop into the matches today is a little intel bomb from Charlie Intel today. Apparently, rumor is Call of Duty 2026 Infinity Ward's game, which is set to be a new Modern Warfare title, may not have Omni movement, which...
I thought that it was a Treyarch title next. Was that not the
after.
rumor?
2025
Oh,
is the one that's coming. 26 is next.
Somebody said 2026, Tom, not 2025. Did I not say 2026? Did I say?
No, you did. It's just they were confused. He was confusing it with the one coming up next.
Yeah.
Because COD releases at the end of the year, so even though the majority of the year is done in the year or after it's released in the year before.
Yeah. All right, I'm getting one guy by that moron in the chat. What's wrong with you? But what do you guys think about this? I just thought Omni movement was probably like here to stay. Like I just thought it was just gonna be one of those things that we just see in COD for like years to come. But I guess not. Like I guess different developers have different shit planned, right? Maybe jetpacks. Like is there a scenario where we get jetpacks back or what?
Fuck no, that shit's anti-casual. They'll probably add it in. They probably waited to see if like people liked it before adding it. But honestly, if there's not like full Omni movement like this game, probably wouldn't mind. I still prefer the like slide cancel from the last game, like MW3. Omni movement's a cool idea, but I think it needs some more refinement before it may be fully added.
Really?
Maybe it's just the maps that really piss me off with it. I don't know. I'm not. I think you want to know what it is? I like it. It's just the ergo grip shit, like where people are basically not punished for like hitting movement that like egregiously. I think is what pisses me off, because in other games, remember we talked about it. I was like, you have to have a rhythm where you don't get caught. You know what I mean? But in this game, there is no rhythm. You just hit a slide and you are instantly shooting. So you just don't get punished for being an idiot.
Yeah, I mean, I just kind of like the Omni. I just like how it just kind of elevates it a little bit. I just like the backsliding and the sideways sliding and stuff like that. I just think that stuff is pretty cool. But I mean, it's definitely gonna feel a lot different going from Omni movement back to regular, right? I feel like it's gonna slow down the game a lot. So I think obviously the biggest thing is the maps. But what do you think about this pack, Sam? What do you think, Ben? You guys got any thoughts on this?
I mean, I just think if they decide not to, I think it just shows that Infinity Ward has, like, their creative direction at their studio has a lot of pride and ego into the product that they put out. It doesn't surprise me that they would go away from this because it wasn't something they created. And I imagine they're trying to recreate the 2019 casual success of Modern Warfare. But yeah, it's not surprising to me if they go away from it.
Pat, what do you think about this tweets on the screen right now from Hope saying that maybe it's just like one in this build, like that they're just trying to A/B test and find maybe a middle ground?
I mean, that's always possible, but like I said, I think it would come down more to the, like, creatively what they want the game to.
Pat?
We
lost you for a second.
Oh, I said, I think it really just comes down to like the what they want the game to be like creatively. I think this is always possible. Like, it's just not in this version, but I don't see it would, to me, it would be something that's obviously in the build but disabled, not something that just doesn't exist in their current build. So I think it's going to be what, creatively what the studio wants this game to be. And like I said, my prediction is they're really trying to copy 2019.
Yeah, I mean, we'll obviously see what happens next with that, but I just thought that was interesting. I thought that would be cool to bring up just because, I feel like I at least I thought Omni movement was here to stay, but I guess not. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Any other final thoughts there on that stuff? All right, let's move into some of the matches today. We'll start things off with the first series of the day. We got the Toronto Ultra going up against the Minnesota ROKKR. This was obviously a very big matchup for Minnesota, as this could potentially get them closer to that top 8 spot where they can possibly overtake Optic, but they end up losing here today 3-1 to Toronto. We start things off on a Vault Hardpoint where Toronto win that one 250 to 219. Then we get to a rewind where Minnesota are able to win that search 6-4. We get to a Vault Control where Toronto with a 3-1 victory there, and then a 250 to 157 on the Skyline Hardpoint. Even the first Hardpoint, to be honest with you, looks a lot closer than I think it actually was. I feel like Toronto was kind of blowing them away in that one. ROKKR started bringing it back and making it closer, but Toronto, again, just looking so good with their substitute in that game mode. We'll scroll down here, take a look at the stat sheet, and Maron, first series and a first red card to start the day. We got a .95 from Estriel, a .96 from Gio, a .81 from Kenny, and a .85 from Nero. Everybody negative from the Minnesota ROKKR. And then on the other side with Toronto Ultra, we got a 1.09 from Merc, a 1.05 from Joe Deceives, a 1.23 from Insight today, and a 1.14 from CleanX. We'll scroll down and take a look at the match MVP. It's going to be Insight with a 1.18 and a Hardpoint, a 0.83 in S&D, and a 1.5 in Control. I'll start. I think Insight's going crazy because of me. I'm just gonna say, I think it's because of me. I do. I think I'm motivated. The guy. I'm taking a page out of Slay's book. I think I motivated this guy. I don't know what it is, but sometimes this guy just decides to just get some pep in his step and just go fucking crazy. And today he did that. I mean, he was really good today, really fucking good. We'll obviously see Jamie more, but I mean, he's been impressive to watch. And I don't know if that's some people in the chat were saying that maybe Mercules is making him more comfortable on the map. What do you guys think about that take? Do you think Merc is making him more comfortable, or do you think Jamie's just having a great event, just going crazy?
I think Jamie's just going crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think? We'll go down the list, Pat. We'll start with you, Toronto Ultra. They come out, they 3-1 Minnesota. Minnesota now, I believe they're 30 points behind Optic now in the standing, so they're getting closer. But where's your head at, Pat, with the Minnesota ROKKR?
I mean, sadly, I just don't think they're good enough. I think this is a tough matchup for them. As far as Insight playing well this tournament, I wonder. I mean, I don't necessarily think it's Mercules like making him more comfortable, but I do wonder if like the pace difference that Mercules has compared to Beans, it does open up the room for Jamie to have more success. Because I think, as far as I'm aware, like when Insight and Beans have played together, I mean, I would confidently say Insight's the 4th best player on this team. So yeah, that's a question mark for me. But as far as ROKKR, I mean, again, like this team still lives and dies by like Nero or Estriel having those series, and when they don't, they're outclassed. Obviously, when they do, we hype it up and it's godlike, and we're like, yeah, this guy's gross. But we've talked about it before, like these one gear players, you live and die by them, and if they have a rough series, then it's going to show.
Yeah. Ben, I want to go to you next because you have been very vocal about Nero. Matter of fact, I think you said word for word today, I am done with Nero. Why, Ben? Why are you done with Nero? And can you expand on that? What are your thoughts on the Minnesota ROKKR and of course Nero?
I think my concern with Nero, and I did a little bit of research, Tom, after I said that. I went through his career history. He broke through during kind of the COVID years in Challengers, only really played like one Challengers LAN. Didn't win that one. Online, he won a couple of cups. And his best placing as a career was at 3rd with Boston. But outside that, I just worried that players like Nero and Gio and Estriel, as talented as they are, the pop-off takeover series we get from them, I just don't know if they have it in them to win big matches and big tournaments. I just don't know. And I think for Nero, I think for where this ROKKR team needs to be, I just think he's too inconsistent at times. I know Ken didn't have a great series today as well. He's got to play better respectfully in series like this as well. But I'm just concerned this combination of Minnesota players, they just need a little more about them.
What about you, Duarte? Because yesterday, Chris, you were talking about how Nero's takeover potential is crazy, and that when
he's there for sure.
When he's there, he's going nuts. So I kind of want to get the other end. What do you think, Chris? What do you think about Ben's take there?
I think, well, at least with Ben's take, I mean, I do agree they are inconsistent and they definitely need more. I feel like these guys will be like get better probably as the years go on, just because they'll like mature more, especially like Gio and Estriel. They're both relatively young. Nero's been in the league for a while, but I think this team's going to get ripped apart in roster mania in terms of just like picking them up, because I think they're all kind of the same in their own roles, like with pop-up potential. And I feel like if a team is like missing a piece and like kind of like looking for an X factor that is serviceable and has that potential to take over, or maybe like try to like mold them into a more consistent player, a couple of these guys could be candidates for that type of team. So I mean, they're a relatively young team. Kenny's literally Nero is, I guess, a vet now because he's been around for a while, but like I don't really see him as that kind of player. So like in terms of like play style and stuff like that, they're a pretty young team, man. So with them all being together, it kind of makes sense that they're a team that doesn't have a lot of ice and all that stuff, because I feel like that comes with experience, and it comes with just being around certain individuals or certain team environments where you kind of like learn to play under that pressure. I know it's kind of weird to say, but I just think this team's going to get ripped apart in the roster mania. But I wanted to actually touch on the Ultra, because Insight, these last two series, if you've noticed, they've gotten a relatively similar map set in a couple of these series recently. And a lot of the success that Insight is having, and the reason why you're seeing him move his left stick, is because they're getting maps like Skyline and Vault, where he uses a sub a lot. So he's naturally just going to get in the mix. And when he pulls at that sub, he's shooting. He's moving. He's playing really good with it. He pulls it out on Skyline a lot. He pulls it out on Vault a lot. And on those maps, he was playing really well.
Yeah, he's been cooking, right? Gotta give him his credit. I've been on Jamie's ass, and he's been picking up the pace, right? That's what I've been waiting to see from him. Like, I want him to consistently just push this level of pace, and I don't want to see those maps where he's 14 and 15 and the rest of his teammates have 30 kills, right? Like, I want this guy in the mix because I know he can do it. But Sam, what do you think? Like, what do you think about all this? Like, what are your thoughts on the series? What are your thoughts on a Nero take? What do you think?
Before Sam goes, can I ask?
Sure.
Just a follow up,
yeah.
Bro. Who is picking apart this roster in Roster Mania? What do you mean?
There's going to be a lot of teams that are going to make
Yeah.
changes.
Yeah,
Like,
but who? Like Optic? I
Like
don't
middle
think
of the
it's
tier-
targeting anyone
middle
on
of the
this
tier
team.
teams.
Toronto's not. Miami's not. Surge
you're
is
looking
not.
at
Vegas
you're
is
looking
not,
at the
FaZe
top
is not.
teams. You're looking at the. You just named every team that's literally on Sunday besides Optic.
So here's the deal with this team. Everybody this team is new. So my assumption is G2 has a
Going
+1
after
option on.
these guys is at the bottom.
No, well I mean
Why
sure,
would they
but they're,
just
but
stay
they're,
on ROKKR? If they're getting hit up by fucking the bottom 4 garbage teams, why wouldn't they just stay together?
because someone might be making a equivalent or better team, and those guys are going to be the key
and
first
also-
pieces to go.
And also, we can't act like these teams that you just named, and a couple of them were just literally the cream of the fucking crop last year. Like these teams built their team up. Like we
Toronto's
obviously.
hardly changed.
I'm not like Miami, for
didn't.
example. Like they're a Spanish
Surge is
team,
the
but then
same roster,
you're looking
they
at
added
Toronto made
Neptune
two
and got
changes.
good.
Toronto made 2 changes. What are you talking about, Pat?
They've had the same core forever, bro.
you're also looking at you're
two
also looking
players,
at
sure.
you're also looking at Surge.
They just swapped with Thieves. That was it. Like
Pat,
You're also looking at Surge, like they were like the best team. They were a dog shit team at the beginning of the year, and they were like all right when they had fucking Kyler. They
they've
were like a
had the
top. They were like a
same
middle of the
core-
pack
They
team.
got the same core, and they just added Neptune and got
And
great.
they were
Like,
still a middle of the pack
They went
team.
through
Like
a lot of players last year. to get
exactly.
that.
Like you can't act
all
like
I'm
it's not
saying is
possible
you're
to
saying
build
they're
off of
gonna-
these
They're
players.
going to get picked up in roster mania, but I'm saying like who is actually making changes that is going to target
I
these
think
guys?
the difficult problem they have,
6
Pat,
teams
is,
are not going for them.
Here's the difficult thing they have, Pat. Right? They're all new, so you assume the G2 is going to pick up their options. I think ROKKR is destined to either A, make champs, or B, get top 8 the rest of the year. And then, like, do you have confidence that if you stick together, you're going to win? Maybe there are other projects at Vegas Falcons, at LAG. If we're going to get 2 new Saudi teams, if C9 maybe wants to make a roster change, if Optic wants to make a roster change. The
And
problem
then
is
if
that these
Minnesota
guys
keeps
may get-
anyone.
these guys are young, and they may get hit up by so many different people that they just think the grass is greener on the other side.
If I'm any of those teams you just named, I'm not going for the ROKKR players. Absolutely
I
not.
think Gio and Estriel are very talented. I think Nero
Yeah,
is going to always have a
100%.
serviceable
I
career.
think ROKKR's like the next level of talent that you go after, like that isn't the Sunday regular teams. No, Pat.
I mean,
I think
I'm not.
Gio. I think Gio's like insane. I think that
Yeah.
guy's criminally underrated. Same with Estriel.
I mean,
I
they're
think-
good, but I'm
I think
not.
those guys are
I
the
just
next
don't.
level for
I
sure.
just don't see the world where they're getting targeted by like these new formed teams that are going to be next up.
Also, let's not be fucking like blind here. Like these guys, granted their record is fucking ass and they might not make champs, they were still pushing map 5s consistently all year with a team of youngsters basically the whole time. Yeah, they didn't close and that resulted in them potentially not qualifying for champs, but like they were competitive and they all showed at moments that they could pop off and shit on some of these teams, whether it was maybe on a map, you know, in a series or something like that. Like these guys are definitely gonna get picked apart. Like people see the talent in a couple of these. Granted, it hasn't transitioned into wins. They've proven they could shoot when they're on, and like a lot of those teams are gonna look to channel that if they're picking up new players.
I don't know. We'll see what happens in the offseason. I just don't foresee any of these guys going to some newly formed god team. Like,
Well, let's go over to Sam's take, because I do want to get Sam's take on the series. I mean, Sam, what did you think about the series, right? Because Toronto Ultra is playing with a sub, and these guys look fucking good, bro. Like, these guys look insane. I want to get your thoughts. What did you think, Sam?
I'm sad for the ROKKR champs hopes. They're now, I mean, the champs like qualification is basically they're just 30 points behind Optic now to qualify. That's kind of the only like relevant change that could happen in the next major. So that's something to keep an eye out for. Yeah, I mean, you guys kind of touched on everything. I don't have much to add to that. You guys kind of covered all the bases. Jamie's been great. I mean, I've been gassing Merc basically all weekend. The kid looks unbelievable, and he continues to show out. So, I mean, yeah, you guys kind of yapped all over.
You guys want to know something interesting about this kid that a lot of people probably don't know? He doesn't use paddles and he doesn't play claw. And he plays with like a default bun layout, not some weird ass bun layout.
Right there, I like
that
that.
guy. That guy's hitting his
How is
jump
he
button.
doing? How is he doing that?
That
That's what
guy's
I did,
hitting his
Tom,
jump
in
button with
jetpacks.
his. That guy's hitting his jump button with his thumb, like just like taking it off the stick.
That's what I
Wait,
used
yeah,
to
he's
do
the
too.
fucking-
Wait,
Like he's
what?
He's not playing claw. He's not doing any of that stuff. He just uses a normal controller.
I mean, that is insane. That's
I mean,
crazy.
that's just like that's typical, but
Is he
that's
playing
just like
def-
making it harder on yourself for no reason.
Is he playing default button layout?
I think the way he holds his controller, because I remember a player that used to do that was Royalty, and the way he held his like right thumbstick was like it wasn't like fully flat. It was kind of like on the edge, so he can hit like the other buttons. It's actually kind of crazy.
Hey, whatever works for you, right? Everybody's different. I mean, listen, you add one button on the back or one paddle or something, right? I feel like it's pretty easy to get used to.
Well, the
But
reason I ask is like he could be doing what Tyler Beasley does and plays on stick and move. So when he
No,
puts it
I
on
don't
the
think he
stick,
does that. I think he plays on a normal.
default.
I'm pretty sure he plays like either default or tactical or
that's
something. like that.
crazy. That's actually insane. I did not know that.
Can I ask this crew something? Because we talked about in the watch party. Tom, pull up the vetoes in this one.
Sure.
I know that Miami's overall record on the season is not particularly good on Hacienda, so therefore they banned it on the series. But what are your guys' thoughts on maybe an approach in this veto against a Toronto team that hasn't practiced with Merc? You want to maybe play a map like a Hasi or a Protocol that requires a little more precision and teamwork and timing as a team instead of playing more scrimmy maps like a Skyline or a Vault. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
I think they were just going for comfortability. I don't really think that they were like addressing like the fill-in thing or trying to make Toronto uncomfortable. I think they were just concerned with their own comfortability with the vetoes and map picks. I don't think they were too worried about how Toronto would feel. Like they got Skyline Vault; those are great maps for ROKKR, but obviously they're great for Toronto as well.
I don't think it would have mattered, to be honest. I feel like Toronto's just insane at hardpoint right now. Their hardpoint, no matter what map they're on, they just look unreal. Like and I know Joe was talking about like their system, like their hardpoint system in the interview. And like they obviously feel really confident about it. I think he said the core three of them, like the way that they play hardpoint, like it's really easy for Merc to come in and kind of fill in the gap because the way that they play hardpoint is just pretty fundamentally sound, right? So I don't think they're really worried about it, really, in my opinion, Benjay. Why, Ben? You think the maps is a factor?
I just think, listen, they're gonna play Miami tomorrow. Like, if I'm Miami, like, I think if you should play Protocol hardpoint against these guys. Like,
well, they already played them once. And what was their map set? Can we go back and pull it up just so we can have a talking point here?
Ben's got it.
Posse dealership Vault Protocol. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I think Toronto's hardpoint looks good, but I also think people are playing them on like what I perceive as like the most scrimmy maps possible in the map.
Also,
pool.
I got a question. Do they just like have a weird veto in search because they've gotten dealership in a couple series and they haven't looked like the greatest at it, and they played Miami on it, who granted they were undefeated. Like in S&D in general, they were like godlike at dealership, and they played them on it in their first series. Do you guys think that gets through tomorrow?
Potentially.
Maybe.
What was it? Do you know their veto in search in that series, Ben?
In the first time they played?
I mean, yeah.
Let me pull it back up. It was Toronto banned Rewind and Miami banned Protocol.
Rewind.
Does
Miami
red card was left over and didn't get picked?
Does Miami play Rewind? I don't even know if I've seen Miami play Rewind.
I have no idea.
Like
recently,
S&D,
with their new team
3 times.
With their new team,
I'll tell you this split. This split.
I don't think I've seen one. Maybe once. Maybe.
This split. Miami Heretic has not. They played Rewind once.
Okay.
And it was
That's insane.
against.
Yeah, I mean they played it in this last series. I wouldn't be surprised if they play it again, or if they leave it open this time, just because they got a rep on it on LAN and they beat Minnesota, who is a team that is good at Rewind. They play it a decent amount.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. Obviously, going on tomorrow with Championship Sunday, Toronto Ultra, they move on. Minnesota ROKKR, they get a final place in top 6?
Yep.
Final place.
Top
8.
No,
top 8 for the Minnesota ROKKR.
You really need this win. I agree with
Damn, one more win would have been so big for them, huh? Just getting one more and getting a top 6
Those game
placing.
5 L's from the last online stage are going to hurt them, dude.
I will say, like, so the problem is they also don't have the tiebreaker on Optic, which doesn't help. So, like, they need to, they can't tie on points Optic. So, realistically, let's say you tie online, you both go 3-2 or 2-3. Optic plays 12th, and you play 6th. That's not going to be enough. So, Minnesota's got to go positive online and realistically make it to Sunday.
All right, well, let's move on to the next series of the day. We get the Vancouver Surge going up against the Boston Breach. Vancouver getting a 3-1 victory over Boston in this one. The only map that Boston was able to take was the Control, which they won 3-0. Seems like a mode for Boston that they're just really comfortable in. But first map, Vol Hardpoint, not even close, 250 to 167. Dealership S&D, 6-2. And Skyline Hardpoint, 250 to 106. Vancouver Surge absolutely body bagged the Boston Breach today. We'll scroll down here, take a look at the stat sheet. Doesn't surprise me, ladies and gentlemen. Second series of the day, and we got another Red Carpet. We got a .72 from Cammy, a .92 from Awakening, a .86 from Purge, and a .79 from Snoopy. On the other side, you got a 1.17 from 04, a 1.13 from Abuza, a 1.32 from Nasty, and a 1.28 from Neptune. But I swear this guy Nasty is just like all of a sudden just like one of the best players in the league, bro. This guy's always dropping numbers. Match MVP. Gonna go to Nasty with a 1.41 on Hardpoint, a 1.5 in Search, and a 1.07 in Control. His numbers are insane, dude. Nasty has consistently been cooking, bro. This guy's been going nuts. Sam, we'll start with you on this series. Vancouver, they come out, they get the 3-1 victory over Boston. Seemed fairly comfortable for Vancouver. So is this a skill diff, Sam? I mean, what happened to Boston today?
I think Vancouver came to play, bro. The best listening of the season was in this series from Vancouver. I tweeted about it as well. I was ridiculously impressed by just the small talk, mini map management. I mean, they were coordinating stuns, tracking names, like calling out when to switch guns for situations. Like, if you're common like that, I'm not surprised the series went the way that it did.
Yeah.
Boston obviously snuck the Control. I think they're like 8-0 in it now in this stage. They're just randomly insane at the mode. But Vancouver, I'm gonna say, bro, they're in event winning form right now. I think it's them and Thieves at the moment. Toronto could turn up, Miami could turn up, but if I'm a betting man, I'm putting my cash on LAT and Vancouver in finals. These guys look insane. All of them are peaking. Neptune's not even carrying them. They're just all frying, all of them. So I think that listening kind of told me everything I need to know about the way that Vancouver's playing COD this weekend. And then on the other side, Boston got fucking slammed. I mean, this team's permanently top 6. It's the worst placing you can get. Top 6 is such a trap. It is every year just because we're good enough to like win a couple series placement, but it's also we're not good enough to make a Sunday placement. So I think going forward, I've been low on Boston. I started to give them some props like last week, and then they just go and get 6th again. So I don't really know what to make of the team. I don't know roster direction where they want to go with it, but this is just another pretty routine event from them. But I'm looking forward to see what Vancouver brings tomorrow for sure.
Yeah. Before we move on to anybody else, Sam was talking about the listening. Let's just tune in real quick to the listening with Vancouver Surge and see how the boys were sounding.
One's oil, go in front. One on right. Yeah, go.
Ja, jag kan Peter Tree.
One time. One time.
One's deep left. One's deep left to play. Deep right, weak. I'm even a shit. One time. Yo, one's mid, right? Okay, big row. Mid on time. Line cut. I'm
channeling your left, you can look right.
Back left. Top good. Go, Chef, go. I have lights. Okay, I'm up here front. You're part 2, let's go. Cammy, watch out first. I'm real mid. Go mid. One front, Cammy, one HP front. Watch out left side, he's right there. Yo, pick a right.
Have it.
He's already through that. It's purge. Okay, what? He's on top, running through some.
I see him.
He's in somewhere. I spawned good. He might be
I sent top for you.
I don't think
Middle.
on me left. I should have big line. Yo, he's one more. You're in one.
Hey, I'm looking at it.
Still on you. Yeah. Pull AR, Chef. Heard you. I don't see anything line, bro.
Yo,
Bobby came in. Don't hit anything. I will two play. I'm back front. They spawned me. Spawn me, guys. One dead, one more left. One more left, guys. On the left, Cammy. I'm not picking. I'm 1 HP. One shot. Left on right. Okay. I'm about to work. This is good. Watch out. Where's that? Nice. I'm grabbing. Nice. I have all the side. Get right. Pick up right. Let me see Cammy, Snoopy, guys. 20 seconds left. Take your time. I'm me, guys. I'm already been. One shot. I'm one shot. I'm coming back. I can watch my side.
All right, it's going to do it for the listening here with Vancouver. They sounded great, huh?
That was the best listening of the season.
I think that the biggest thing to me is that they were all calming. All 4 of them were going hard in the comms. And I think it really shows in the gameplay, right? When everybody's talking, everybody's calming, everybody's just that involved in the game. I mean, they look really, really good. They sounded great.
It's important because like they all know what's going on.
Yeah.
It's not like they're all just like calming, like, oh, fucking whatever. It's like they're all calling to each other shit that's happening, which means they're all just on top of like tracking names. Like 04 is telling Neptune when to pull out an AR. They're calling out Byron to rotate on the P3. That was huge. They're calling Purge on the when he got through on right. Like they were on top of that shit, dude. It was insane how good that listening was.
Yeah, we'll go over to you next. Ben J, what'd you think of the series? Ben, Vancouver, Boston Breach. Boston got smoked today. What are your thoughts?
I mean, Boston got slammed in both this series. We'll talk about the other one in a bit. I just agree with Sam. They're just kind of stuck in no man's land as a team. Like, I think clearly teams like Vancouver and Miami right now are on a better level than them, Toronto, and they're just kind of stuck in that Carolina Royal Ravens, I don't know, spot. So what do? Do you keep sticking with this project to the end of the year? You try to pack a punch? I'm very curious to see what Boston do next couple of days.
Yeah, we'll go over to you next, Pat. Pat, what'd you think? Vancouver Surge against the Boston Breach? They smoked them here, Pat. What are your thoughts?
I mean, Boston's just so day to day. I don't get it.
Yeah,
they are literally they are a just straight up day to day team. Yeah, they got ran in this series. There's really not much to break down. As far as the roster, I absolutely think they should pack a punch. I've been saying that. They don't have a consistent AR duo. Like, again, super day to day. Especially the whole year. I thought that it's just like you never can. I feel like you rarely get both of them playing well at the same time. But yeah, I don't even care which one at this point. Just flip a coin. But I think that's where I would start. Snoopy obviously also has to be like best player. He's shown it for the most part, but obviously got shit on today. But yeah, I mean, I'm not too sure what the end goal for this team is and how fast they want to make moves, but I'm absolutely back punching.
Yeah, what about you, Chris? Do you agree with that? Maybe making some changes, starting with the ARs? I mean, what's your head at, Chris?
I definitely agree. I think that just Cammy and Wake are just inconsistent, and I feel like when one steps up, the other one regresses. But on the Snoopy front, I'm not saying by any means he should be dropped or anything. That'd be stupid. But I think he's hasn't played as good this stage as he has in the last couple. He's played all right, but he hasn't played as good. So that also can contribute to them not being able to compete with the rest of the teams, because he's been okay, but like not explosive. Like he's had his moments. But
weirdly enough, Chris, I think in hardpoint this was his best split, but I think he's struggling in the other 2 game modes.
The other ones, that makes sense, because they've been really good at control, but their hardpoint and their S&Ds have been all over the place. But on the Surge front, I mean, dude, they look fucking impressive. Nasty's still criminally underrated. He's been fucking absolutely cooking ever since this Neptune change. Neptune, he's getting me him and Insight today got me so many. They had to have got me so many fantasy points because both of them fried. So I'm really happy with the way they're playing. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see where Surge goes. I think we're gonna get a rematch between Thieves and Surge in the finals. From their, I think when's the last time they matched up in the final? Was it the minor? Yeah, and that was a banger. So I'm really hoping we get to see them both again.
Yeah, I just took the peek at fantasy, and yes, you're making your way up, Chris. I fell a lot. I'm chalked. I'm completely chalked. Johnny's average is just.
How does Chelly have so many points?
His team is cooking. His team is going insane right now.
Who's
absolutely
his team?
Insane. He's got a Booza, Xnid, Jodas Thieves, and Snoopy. But Xnid went out with a pretty good average, so Xnid's not really holding him back at all. And obviously, Jodas Thieves and a Booza are fucking cooking. Snoopy's out of the tournament now, so. Snoopy's average might hold him down a little bit. He's got a .89, so maybe he'll get knocked down a bit. But Chelly's just he's running away with it. This might be all. That might be all she wrote for Chelly, unless something crazy happens tomorrow.
Kind of got blessed because Abuza and Joe are probably having their best their best. Like,
I mean, Duarte,
stages.
you're still in it for sure because you got three, you got four, all your whole team is still in
My
it.
whole team is in the tournament. Exactly.
So you're still in
Nub's
there.
got Envoy and 04 who haven't played the best on their teams this split so far, or in this event so far. So
Yeah.
So I think I'll probably be in second when they tally up the day, I guess.
Yeah, that's we'll definitely keep an eye on fantasy. We'll see who wins that tomorrow. But anybody else got any final thoughts with the Vancouver Surge and the Boston Breach? We obviously see Boston again later in the day, so we'll get to that. But any final thoughts?
no, I agree with Sam's take. I think Vancouver Thieves seem like the most likely final right now.
All right, let's get to the next series of the day. Listen, guys, I don't know if there's much to say about this one. I mean, this one is just sheesh. LA Thieves going up against the Miami Heretics. Take a look at this stat line: 250 to 139 in the red card hard point, 6-0 in the dealership S&D, and 3-0 in the Vault Control. This is one of the most dominated series I've seen in a long time. Wasn't even close. We were even watching. It looked like LA Thieves was playing against bots in this series. They were such a step ahead of this one. They were shooting bodies. The whole team was shooting bodies. This one wasn't even competitive, to be honest with you. We'll scroll down, take a look at the stat sheet. Doesn't even surprise me. 3 series in a row, and we got another red carpet, ladies and gentlemen. I can't believe how lopsided these series have been this weekend. This is like literally insane. We got Super with a .82, Rencor with a .82, Real with a .82, and Meadows with a .83. That is insane. They lost, but they lost together.
They win together or they lose together.
They win together and they lose together. I mean, the consistency is there. And on the other side, I mean, you got a 1.04 from Envoy, you got a 1.33 from Ghosty, a 1.14 from Hydra, and a 1.38 most damage in a lobby from Scrap. Great series here from Ernie. We'll take a look at the match MVP. It's going to be Scrappy with a 1.6 in hardpoint, a 5.0 in Surge, and a 1.0 in Control. Ernie letting it sing on a main stage. Sam, we'll start with you. It's obviously your team. These are your boys here. I mean, Sam, what do you got to say about this?
This is their event to win.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean,
they have to win. They have to win this one.
They
right?
have to win this event.
Like,
FaZe is out. I mean, Toronto's got a sub. You just absolutely slaughtered Miami on Saturday. Vancouver is their. I think that's going to be the final, and they've also had Vancouver's number in the recent times that they've played. So, this is Thieves' event to win. I mean, all of them have played well, and they don't have the Thursday Thieves or the Sunday Scaries. Hopefully, it seems like they're pretty locked in. They'll address the issues they had last major, and it seems like they have the right attitude approaching it. So, yeah, I think this is just an utter dominant series. There's not really much to add on the analytical side.
Yeah, we'll go to you, Pat. Pat, I like these. They come out 3-0 Miami. I mean, I know they won the series, but it's how they won the series, right, Pat? Like, are they giving you championship caliber right now, Pat, or what?
Yeah, I mean, I got them winning for sure. They fucking embarrassed these guys. And what's crazy is, obviously, we'll get to it, but Miami turned around and then eliminated FaZe. So
yeah,
I don't think there's a single team in this venue right now that's better than Thieves. And I think as long as they don't fucking choke, they're winning this tournament without a doubt. The crazy thing too is, like, I mean, looking at the stats, it's when you see blowouts like this, usually like the other team is getting fucking world starred, and I'm like, yeah, they all had 0.8, but like, and this was just a clinical ass whooping. Like, it was a clinical ass whooping. There was nothing that was close. There was nothing that was in question. They just outplayed them across the board. Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't give them anything. I mean, Chris, you got any thoughts on this?
I mean, no. I mean, I just think this, when it comes to Thieves, bro, like, this is the most dominant I've seen, like, in terms of, like, the way they're playing at this event. Granted, they only played Ravens and Heretics, and, you know, say what you will, it is the road in front of them. But at the same time, like, dude, they haven't given teams a fucking thing, bro. They are literally putting people in blenders. They are salvaging every situation, bro. It doesn't feel like they're ever down in a scenario. Like, they always have an advantage. Like Pat said, clinical fucking ass whooping. Like, there's nothing to analyze. They're getting outplayed. The Thieves are outplaying every one of their opponents in every single way and just shitting on them bad.
Yeah, Ben, where's your thoughts at with the LA Thieves? I mean, it was clinical for them today. They're definitely looking like they're making a run here. What do you think?
I think I think they just really just kind of coasted along, kind of doing their thing. I think the only blip was that tactical loss to Toronto, as Sam put it a few weeks ago. I'm just trying to think of a weakness in their game, and I just don't really know any. I think the problem for some of the other squads is I just don't know if they can really match up with Thieves' hardpoint map pool, and also the fact that I don't think they've lost the control yet. So I just would be. This is Thieves' event to win. If they fumble the bag on this one, man, I don't know what to say at that point.
They legit have no weakness right now. Like at first it was S&D and they cleaned that up and we were still unsure, and now they're just fucking 6-0ing the best team in S&D in the stage. Like it's, I don't know. These guys, if they don't win this event, I will be speechless because the way they're playing, it's crazy.
It's the same shit we talked about times with FaZe. The type of team that I really just think if they're losing, they're being themselves, right? Like if they're losing, it's not because they're getting skill diff, not because they're behind. It's because they're not engaged in executing the system they want and giving 110. I think they've been giving 145 every match this split. So if they keep that going, I think they're lifting the
3
trophy.
map losses this entire stage.
Yep.
That's crazy. That is fucking insane. They've only
Was this
lost
the series
3
that Pat
maps.
came in and said this is the plumber era? It was,
Yes,
right?
bro.
Oh, yeah.
They were just fucking world starring them.
Yeah, Pat, can you expand on that? So Pat joined the watch party today, and he said this is the plumber era of Call of Duty. I've even gone back and forth with Scrap on this, with Ernie, about because he's always like, you played plumbers back in the day, and yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, nah, I was playing Dynasties, and you're playing shit. You know, we're always arguing about this shit. Right? So, Pat, what are your thoughts? Is this really the plumber era, Pat? Do you think so?
I mean, dude, like... It's hard to compare. Obviously, that's always going to be an impossible thing to do. But it's like guys that are playing now, majority of the league now. Obviously, we talked about it. Like there aren't really. There's like you can count on one hand how many people existed pre 2019 that are in the CDL right now. Like for the most part, these are guys that have been like on the amateur come up for many years now, and they are now the pros of the league. But like prime for prime, bro, if we took 30 guys from like the 2013 to 2018 era of COD, I'm taking every single one of them prime for prime over majority of the people that are in the league now. I'm sorry. The plumber era shit is insane to say it. It was back then. Like there was way more, bro. We were playing more. Players had just more aura in general. The matches were better. The competition was better. The events were better. Everything, bro. I'm
If you
sorry.
really think about it,
We are in the plumber era now.
I'm not seeing a lot of
Pat,
slayers
there
in the
was
chat.
there was
bro,
way
and
more
also-
players back then competing.
Bro, yeah, you're not seeing that because, bro, I've clicked on these people's Twitch chat when they made their account, bro. 2020, 2021. They weren't around for this era either. And so everyone is a new face to me, bro. It takes time. Bro, I was realizing, like, I didn't even know half the people in the league at the start of this year. There's just so many new names, bro. Like, I'm sorry, bro.
Also, if you
now
think
we're
about
in the
it,
plumber era now.
also if you think about it, back in the day, the quote unquote old plumber era that people talk about, roster construction is very similar to it is now, just because like with the way the league is and the way it's like kind of been falling, like the top teams can pretty much get whatever they want, and that's how it was back then. Like all the quote unquote big orgs, big teams, they pretty much constructed what they would call super teams at the time, and that's kind of what you're seeing now. And the results, they're probably more lopsided now than they are then. At least
There were a lot more. I think you guys have a little bit of nostalgia because I think the difference between now and then is you'd pull up to an event and you had like 16 pro teams. And I'll be honest, back then there were a lot of teams that were badly constructed, friendship teams, people playing shit roles.
Bro, you want to what time?
Don't say nah because I used to.
No. You want to here, and also you want to
those 16 pro teams qualified for the pro league. You had to qualify for a pro league every year. And you had to then, if you were asked, get relegated and have to beat the best 4 challenger teams or whatever you want to call it. Then.
Yeah,
I think that comparison's a little delusional, bro.
Well, I just think the comparison in general because of far.
I also want to say
they play significantly less matches now.
Hear me out.
Yeah, and that's a big problem. And I would
100%.
argue that the players play significantly less COD than they played back then, bro.
You guys, you want
a fair take.
When I'm looking at this, you want what I think was probably the most competitive year, like in terms of like winning. It had to be, I want to say, World War II, BO4. Am I tweaking?
And who won champs in World War II?
No, but I'm not. No bullshit. No bullshit. If most competitive year had to be like World War II, maybe BO4. But I think World War II edges it out.
I think a lot of that World War II.
I think it was World War II because BO4 was 5v5.
Meta switches though in World War II now.
War II, there were so many fucking teams that literally were gunning for an event.
And new maps, there
wasn't that many meta switches after the FG meta.
There's still more than we've gotten in past years, though.
We J'd the bar long barrel, and that was
that meta was ass. That FG meta was ass.
Like who was all comp back then?
Lamar was.
It was like dominant. TK. It was like TK,
Rise, LG,
FaZe, Rise, LG.
FaZe.
Oh my god, there were so many teams, dude.
Red Reserve.
Even Red Reserve, yeah. Like damn, yeah. That was probably the most competitive year. So
Indy was good.
Yeah, you want to talk about Plumber era?
Slice was good.
Yeah, you want to talk about Plumber era? Like, nah.
Nah, I'm just getting fucking nostalgic. I'm just sad now thinking about
Hold on, bro. I gotta look. There were so many. Wait. Echo Fox was good. Yo, there was a
Echo Fox is alright.
They were alright. They
were good. They were like the godlike scrim team.
They used to rage and want to kill each other in scrims. I saw that in person.
Bro, I mean,
even Bryce and John was on the same team.
You want crazy?
Definitely something.
E United wasn't bad either, right? That was with like Clay and like
or fourth.
Yeah, they weren't bad.
Yeah,
bro. Yeah, they weren't bad either.
That season 1 playoffs.
Bro, and there was like a couple. Wait, hold on. Wait, there was even a couple AM teams that would go like Lightning Pandas and my team Ghost with like pandering. We got like top 6 at I think one of the majors before champs. Yeah, like
listen. I think we all agree. Looking at today's event,
Unilad,
all the takes you guys are saying, it's a great reason. And I'm talking to the league. I'm talking to the owners, people that are making decisions. It's why this format, online LAN, does not work. This is not an exciting format. It does not promote teams playing a lot of really good quality matches, adjusting. It's one match a day. It's boring. It leads to lopsided results. It leads to like a really bad tiering of teams where there isn't a lot of parity.
You should never have an off day at a major.
Bro, the only parity here we had in the CDL.
You play one match.
And you skip a day.
The only parity here we had in the CDL is because that fucking Vanguard, because the game was psychotic. Outside of that,
who won that shit?
Blow this shit up.
I got something to say.
I'm scrolling. There were hella good teams at 2018.
Yeah, there was. There was a lot of good teams there. That should have been my ring. Sled, that should have been mine. All right, but
get that time.
Yeah,
Say your
piece, Tom. What's up?
Tragic.
I gotta say something. The fact that the Stallions played Omit Brooklyn today and there was no stream to watch challengers is absolutely pathetic. That is fucking sad. It's pathetic. I don't know who's responsible for that. The league should be ashamed. They should be ashamed of themselves. Even for us, me and Los, we spending thousands of dollars to send the Stallions out there, and we couldn't even watch them play against one of the best teams in challengers this morning. We were losing full. And then my cousin Vinny tries to go live to record it for everybody, and they tell him he can't do that. They tell him he's not allowed to go live. So it's like they refuse to allow anybody to watch these matches, which makes absolutely zero sense. And then they wonder why the Challenger stream has 170 viewers when they finally turn it on. They wonder why, right? And they only had, 57 teams sign up? And Ben, listen, okay, because every time I go on these rants, you start making excuses and you start saying...
I'm not making excuses, I got a solution.
Okay,
I got a solution to the
because
problem.
that is literally unacceptable, unfucking acceptable that we can't watch challengers. That is insane.
Agreed.
Like, that is nuts. Like, the fact that we were sitting there, as me and Lowe's are sitting there wondering what the hell's going on with the team and we can't watch, pathetic. That is absolutely pathetic. That's sad. Call of Duty is taking steps backwards, and if we keep going in this direction, we won't be here any longer. If we keep going.
I got two answers, Tom. On the challengers production, I think there's a lot of really good people in the grassroots community. They're not getting a chance to really put their skills to the LAN challengers use. They do a lot of online stuff, do a lot of CCL stuff, but they're not getting a chance to take a crack at the LAN stuff. And the second thing, and Animapicel, I mentioned a while back, like a year ago on the flank, is a great example. This is a great scene for Xbox to step in. I know a new Xbox console is coming out in probably 2 years. Bro, run that 3-year deal, get the new gen console in 27 when it comes out, and sponsor challengers. And that budget will help with prize pool, it'll help with production. We need to get back to quality open events, quality open participation. These will drive viewership, will drive attendance.
There's
more importantly,
why aren't they doing that right now?
For people to play.
Why aren't they doing that right now?
That's what I'm saying. What the fuck are we not doing it now?
I mean, yeah, bro. We can sit here and talk all day about solutions, bro. We could talk about a lot of things the league should be doing that they're just not doing. I mean, bro, at this point, it's just sad, bro. Like, honestly, it's just pathetic and it's sad. Like, I was really pissed off this morning, to be honest. Like, I knew my team was playing Omit. It's obviously one of the best teams. And my cousins texted me and they're yelling at my cousin for recording and I can't watch the fucking match. And I'm like, dude, what is wrong with these people? Like, it's like they're doing everything in their power to. It's like they don't want this shit to grow, right? Like, it's
I just think at minimum, Tom, they should. And this is an easy thing for challengers. At minimum, there should be a clean observer feed for every match, the featured match on challengers, and just let the watch party people watch it. Whoever on YouTube or Twitch watch it. You don't need a full broadcast. Just get the gameplay out there, no commentary.
Brother, back in the day, we had people periscoping in the pit. Back in the day, we had people walking around just IRL streaming, periscoping.
Well, fuck that, but we should get actual feeds, is what I'm saying. Like,
I mean, yeah, actual feeds, but I mean, dude, sorry, I just had to go on that rant, bro, because obviously we wanted to support the Stallions this morning, and we couldn't even watch the match.
Wait, one final thing that I want to ask. Because I just read it in chat and it pissed me off. It says that the players nowadays have higher skill ceilings than pros that back then. Do you guys think that if Omni movement, listen, do you guys think that if Omni movement
and 31 series.
Listen. Do you think if Omni movement came out back in 2016, that all of a sudden the people that were playing in 2016 would not have been good? Like, because it's different mechanics.
That's a crazy
Are you guys fucking brain dead?
I've watched 2 Game 5s and 31 series, and we're gonna say that the skill gap or the skill ceiling's higher.
You guys think that the pros back then would not have adapted and played the game that you're playing now?
I mean,
like, I don't understand it, bro.
I mean, to go back to your point, right? It shows in the next series as well. Toronto Ultra, with a substitute, is in the top 4. Ladies and gentlemen, they have defeated the Boston Breach, and they are in the top 4 with a substitute. And this was another, Sam, like you said, Sam, another 3-1, 3-0. That's all we've been seeing.
Bro, 250, 79, 250 to 115 with a substitute. I mean, fuck me.
Insane. The Skyline Hardpoint and the Vol Hardpoint, not even close. Basically 2 100-point clubs. An overtime win, a 3-2 win in the control. Only thing Boston was able to take was the dealership S&D. We can scroll down, and would you look at that? 4 series in a row, and we have another red carpet. These series, again, just so lopsided. It just seems like the skill gap from the top teams to the mid-pack is so big. You could just see it here in the stats. You got a 0.8 from Cammy, a 0.89 from Awakening, a 0.93 from Purge, a 0.94 from Snoopy. On the other side, everybody in the green yet again, a 1.05 from Kleenex, a 1.20 from Insight, a 1.21 from Joe Thieves, and a 1.04 from Merc. We'll scroll down, take a look at the match MVP. It's going to be Joe Thieves with a 1.44 in Hardpoint, a 1.0 in Search, and a 0.97 in Control. Toronto, man, they're looking good. Now, I do want to ask this question to all you guys, right? They're in the top 4 with a substitute. What happens to Merc after this event? Is he staying on this team? Is he going to another team? Bean's got to be tweaking. I saw his tweet on the timeline. His tweet was hilarious today. He's got to be tweaking the fuck out just a little bit, right?
I think unless they win,
Insight's also playing a lot better. He's kicked it up the last 2 series. He's fucking cooking, right? So, like, what's gonna happen to Merc? And if he doesn't stay on Toronto, who's going to get Merc, right? Because somebody's going to have to, even Kleenex in the interview, right? Like, somebody's going to have to pick him up.
Anyone that is outside the fucking top 4 that's on Atlanta FaZe, basically probably should hit him up. But I mean, I think
Merc sweepstakes, dude.
I think we're going to lose to Miami tomorrow anyway, so.
Hey, I don't know if Merc's got an agent. I don't know if Merc's got an agent, but this might be
this tournament, Sam.
Hey, listen, this might be a situation where Merc needs to get an agent and start fishing these deals around. When you have multiple deals on a table, that's when you can start running it up, man. You know, see who's giving you the better offer.
It wouldn't really matter, because if what I heard was correct, if Toronto have a right to first refusal, they can match whatever deal he gets.
Yeah, but they're
not going to hold him like that,
yeah, but
bro.
if they're looking to sell him, I
mean,
don't
if
think
they want him, it's not hoeing him. It's putting him on the team.
And also, they're kind of the way that Toronto played the stage, like before the major, and you heard it in like with Joe. He said in their interview, he basically said that if Beans was here, they'd win the event. So, I think they're not gonna replace anyone. Especially the only way they replace someone,
he's
maybe.
Gotta say that.
I mean,
he makes that
I get
home.
fair enough. But if they get to finals, or maybe even win the whole thing with Merc, then they might keep him.
Could you imagine he's on the interview and he goes, Yeah, we're picking this guy up fucking as soon as we get
For sure, we're grabbing this guy.
No, Pat, I do want to say something, though, Pat. Yes, Toronto does have the right of first refusal, right? But theoretically, he could still shop, right? And then that makes Toronto's deal come up, right? Like he's.
Yeah, it'll get him more money. But
Yeah,
I mean, like I said,
he's gonna need one.
I've already said it, bro. I think Toronto has to have the conversation. Whether they should pick him up as is, drop Insight, figure out who they want if they want him on the team. Because again, I think he's good enough, and I think he has more potential not only in this game but the long run. And then if they don't pick him up, bro, then it's like, all right, well now he's gonna go to Optic. He's gonna go to whatever, insert team name, because there's 0% chance that he's not on a team after Monday morning, right? Like when these people get back, there are calls that are going to happen, and he's going to be on a CDL team if it's not Toronto. So if I'm Toronto, like I'm really heavily considering what that means. Like I said, I've already committed. I'm putting him on the Ultra squad.
I will say this: the one thing you risk if you keep him is A, upsetting him, and B, chalking the chemistry of your team, being like, the minute that any one of us play bad, we're gonna get fucking dropped for this kid. Like you are a contender, and the last thing you want to do is like upset the apple cart on your champ ceiling by fucking.
What are you talking about, Ben? The players make the decision.
Well, what do you think the players are gonna want to keep Merc around then? They're just gonna want that kid to go flourish somewhere else and like keep his career going. You think they're gonna want to keep the kid hanging around, the players?
Bro, if I'm Kleenex, if I'm Joe Deceives, yes, I want Merc on my team right now. Yes,
you're saying, Ben, we'll see you fucking later. Move to the bench.
Or Insight. I don't care which one.
Jamie's been frying this event. Why the fuck would you drop Jamie?
Because Beans has been better all year long.
Not this. Beans' stage so far has not been as good as you think it is.
Either way, players make roster
really
changes,
good on
bro.
Land, to be fair, which is why I wouldn't drop Ben.
Players make roster changes, not fucking orgs. The players will decide what. And to my
not really.
Like
not
my understanding,
Toronto situation.
This is a
Kleenex.
This is a Kleenex and Joe Deceives team, bro. So
Toronto's a little bit more dicey, Pat, as we have discussed time and time again with this org. It's not necessarily run like that. My guess is they're going to get a lot of offers from Merc, and they're going to let him walk.
That's like saying Hex is telling Shotzi who's
Toronto as a team, like historically, has a pretty like high sense of loyalty among their team too. So I don't think they'll do that.
Yeah, but not necessarily. And Joe Deceives are saying, "Hey, we want this guy on our team."
I just
put the guy on the team.
This might be a dumb question, but is Beans good now? Like his visa and shit? Like what's like? Is that good?
I would have to imagine, right?
Like there's not other events. We still got. He's good for champs, right?
I think
what even happened?
Have adequate time to resolve it before Major 4, from what I understand.
Well, they better hope they might not get rid of Merc until they resolve that issue. You know, I mean,
they're in contact with people. I think they have lawyers working on it. I think they're going to figure it out. I don't think that's a concern.
But what I'm saying, Ben, is they might not get rid of Merc. They might not give him to another team until that issue is resolved, right? Because why would they?
The only risk with that is that you just the noose is hanging over there in the corner the minute any one of us play bad, and now we're all on pins and needles, and our fun vibe is just ruined by keeping this kid around.
No one thinks that way.
That's just how it is in professionals, esports, sports in general. That's how it is in anything. When there's a substitute on the bench.
I think that this is like a vibey team, and they're having a fun run with no pressure at this event. Like I think that's also kind of factoring in here. I'm worried that if you do that, you just kind of chalk the whole vibe.
Bro, I'm telling you, as a player, no one is thinking that way.
It might not, but subconsciously they might be.
What about
you?
And
they shouldn't be in the league.
What about you, Sam?
Well, I'll tell you about that.
Sam, what do you think is going on with Merc? What do you think is going to happen with Merc after this event? Where do you see him
He'll
going?
just go somewhere else. I tweeted today that Toronto has some thinking to do, but it was more of a bait tweet than anything. Pat is right in the fact that he'll be on a team probably Monday morning. This kid is probably better than half the venue. He could improve the majority of teams for the rest of the season. So, Toronto's been great. They beat LET and FaZe with their old team. Whether we can argue that they could pack a punch with Merc, obviously, is a different discussion, but it's a moot point because they'll never do it anyway. If they make finals, win the event, it'll be a discussion, but I don't think that anything like that would happen regardless, just because their old team was just as good. I think Merc will go somewhere else. He'll improve another team, and they'll probably be a little annoyed by it, but it is what it is.
Yeah, next question.
And then they turn around and beat them at champs.
That'd be fucking insane if it were to happen, for sure.
Another question for you guys. Do you think this would be a different situation for Merc if he filled in for a team that was shit?
Absolutely. This is one of the best situations you could possibly have as a substitute player.
Yeah.
Toronto is an ideal spot. 100%.
And this is the problem too. Like if you go back to that whole Envoy situation when you tweeted it, and I had to reply like, bro, you never know how good someone is until they get the opportunity to show it. That's just a fact in anything in life. Like there's plenty of people out there that have talent, bro, but it's never going to be realized until there's an opportunity to where it makes sense. And yeah, I mean, like we've seen it, dude, countless times in 15, 20 years of COD history. Like some players can just be average on shit teams and then godlike on good teams. It's just how it works.
Yeah, there's also players that show out even when they're in shitty situations, and those are always the players that end up rising to the top amongst the shit.
Yeah, but it's like, I mean, bro, like him coming into a decent team and then being fucking top 5, 10 player in the venue is like, he had to get the opportunity to show that.
Yeah.
And I totally believe that there are random people in challengers that we don't even talk about that probably have that same, could have that same
absolutely
ability.
Yeah. Oh, there's plenty. I feel like there's plenty of players in challengers that can come in and actually make some noise.
I just like what the kid's doing. Like I know that he's coming into obviously a fucking crazy situation.
He's making good plays.
His arrow is good. He can use multiple guns. He's done it with a sub this weekend as well. He's got great comms. He's good at search. He could sow kills. He could top frag. Like this is the best audition that this kid could possibly imagine. And I guarantee you that there are 3, if not more, CDL organizations that are going to reach out to him on Monday.
Somebody should probably buy him a
pick of the
scuff.
fucking litter, bro.
Somebody should probably buy him a scuff though.
Probably that might help.
Look at that shot from him right there. Look
Might
at that
help the
shot
kid.
there. Took his fucking head off. He went on a 10 spree in this map.
He's gone on multiple like 5.
He has multiple 10 sprees this weekend.
He's streaky too.
He deserves the gas that we're giving him, man. This kid is the truth. So I hope that he lands in a spot that can promote his skill and he can flourish instead of going to some fucking bottom barrel team where he just wants to not play anymore. So we'll see where he ends up.
100%.
I'm sure he'll have a couple choices.
You guys got any thoughts on the series with Toronto going up against Boston? Just because of how Toronto's hard points have looked, there's just nowhere where I saw Boston winning this, to be honest.
Double 100-point club.
Is this how many times has Boston
crazy.
been double bounced this year? Is this the 3rd time, or have they won a series between their like loss and winners? Because they've been in winners every event, right? Have they been double bounced every year?
I'm honestly
or every
not
major?
No, they're 4-8 after having a winners round loss.
Okay.
They've won 4 times and losers.
Okay, just making sure. I mean, this team is just like, again, I said it, and when we talked about the first series, they're just perennial top 6, bro. They're not any better, but they're not any worse. They're just in the worst spot to be, other than last.
I'm gonna be honest, guys.
I don't know what
I'm
they
actually
do.
looking through all 3 events, and they got double rounded at Major 1. They at Major 2 won their first series at the Major, then lost to Vancouver, and then lost to Toronto back to back.
So they got double bounced every major.
And they got double bounced to this one. So
they've been double bounced every major.
They
But
lose. They
can't
lose
win
to the.
that.
Okay.
Go ahead.
They're
They lose to
4-8
the
in
same
their
teams.
history.
They lose to the same
I wasn't
teams
talking
every
about history.
time.
I meant this year.
Lost to Toronto twice
They-
in
they-
5-9 and losers.
Yeah, but they're losing to like Toronto's and Surges and shit. Like
But that's what I'm
They lost
saying.
to
Like we
Cloud- they lost
can't.
to
Like
Cloud9 Major 1.
what standard? do we
yeah.
wanna hold the team
Major
to?
1 was a shitty major. They got shit on.
Like what
But,
stand?
I'm
What
saying the
standard are we
last
trying
two.
to hold the team to? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we can call them better than like shit teams, but they're not better than good teams. What do you want?
Oh
what do
yeah.
you want
No, I
You're-
mean,
you're-
but the thing is, for the Boston organization, like now they're at that like next step because like they were kind of like digging themselves out of like shit rosters and just like a history of just bad teams like for quite a while, and like what they've done with this team is good. Now they got to keep building on that.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, are they in the Merc sweepstakes?
I think
be.
Mark's still going to. I think Mark is
I
still
mean,
going
dude,
to
I
Optic
think
over
I
them.
think every team is
Everyone.
in the Merc sweepstakes, but
They
like
should be. They should be if they're not.
the thing is of not only who he's going to choose, but like I think Tom, this is to your point. Like he needs somebody in his camp, kind of his corner, to like honestly advise him on this because
Brother, money signs, brother. This is time to run it up, right? Like this is when you talk to one team, you get an offer, you go to another team, you shop that offer, and
no,
you take that
but
offer.
even money aside, like
It's not going to be that
dude,
much to be prorated for 3 months.
yeah, the money's not going to be that big of a deal, but like the choice that he makes for the next 3 months can like determine whether he has an insane career or a mediocre career, right? Like,
right.
So,
Well, here's
I mean, I think
here's
it's
the thing,
important
though.
for him
I
to
get
go
what
to
you're
the
saying.
team that makes sense for him.
If we're being realistic, like there's probably two options that are probably going to be his primary options. Like Toronto, potentially, if they decide to stick with him. Obviously, I would prefer him stay there if that's possible. If not, it's probably Optic. And the best part is when it comes to like Optic and getting picked up, now that we've seen what this kid can do with Toronto, if he goes to Optic and maybe he's not playing as good on that team, then we know that
We've
it's
seen
not
the,
just
we've seen the inverse with Pride and Ken, bro.
we've seen the inverse even further. So it's like one of those things where he can't even be fucking roasted. Like this
I
guy's
will
literally
say,
just
Chris, he really
Yeah,
should
go
get
ahead.
an agent because money is important here. It's gonna be tough to get a good salary year one, but you can absolutely negotiate a huge raise year two. And don't go yourself. Don't like get fucked. There are a couple
I
players
don't think it'll be
happened
tough
to.
for him to get a good salary year one.
No, but let me explain what's
It's
happened.
just, bro, he's not getting a lot of money this year regardless. Because
There are a
it's
lot of
3 month
players in the league
prorated.
who have gotten picked up mid-season and not negotiated a big raise in their initial contract for year two, and the org refused to give them a big raise after they had a great mid-season. So you don't want to
Bro.
get screwed on a minimum contract for year two when your value is much higher than that. You
Well,
need to make sure you
obviously-
negotiate forward. there.
obviously he should get a better contract. But I'm not gonna lie, bro. If Optic calls, I'm going to Optic because that's gonna do so much more for him than joining any of these other teams that might be struggling.
I disagree with that. I disagree.
The
with
only
that.
the only other option that I might contemplate is if Toronto offers me to stay, and
that's
outside of that, it's just I'm just going
Absolutely.
Optic.
No,
No,
if he
that's
gets an
assuming
Optic offer,
he's
he should
gonna
take that.
join, and that's assuming he's gonna join and then go full time content. Like that's
The
not
only other
the case
team
for
What
a
are
lot
you-
of
what are you
players.
doing if you're him,
Toronto.
Pat?
Outside of that, every other option sucks just as bad.
What are you,
Nah,
what are you
he
doing for
should-
him,
he
Pat?
should-
I'm joining
100%.
Toronto. I'm joining Toronto.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
think
what
that
I
option's
said.
on the table, bro.
Yeah, I don't think it is either. But I'm saying hype in a world where they say
I'd be
you want to
surprised if
just
it's
stay,
not.
we'll
If
take it.
Ultra offer him a starting roster spot, absolutely he takes it. But I just don't think that that's going to happen.
But you can't see him going to Optic, Sam.
No, I can see him going to Optic. I'm saying stay on Toronto.
Okay.
I just think that Ben goes to Optic, and I don't know if we like the Ben
Bro, that's
revenge
why
mark might go way
I literally
too hard.
brought this up, bro. Think about it.
That's exactly
If
what
they
I
drop
thought they
if they
need,
drop Insight, you think Optic's asking Insight to join?
They're not. Jamie is frying this event. Jamie is not getting dropped.
Bro, I'm so sick of hearing he's frying this event, bro. It's one event. He also fried it Major 1 last year, and then he disappeared for the entire season after.
They're not going to drop Jamie.
Like, that's such a delusional take. That
I don't see
they're
the-
frying one event. Like,
I don't see them
cares?
dropping Jamie. I mean, I think they really like Jamie. I think they like him. Like just
They're not going to make a roster change, man.
yeah.
It would be they have to win the event, and even then, I don't know if they would.
If you get an Optic offer, if you're a Merc and you get an Optic offer, you take that 100%. I feel you take it. You're in a team that could potentially still go to champs, right? You're on a top 8 team, and you can elevate that team, and you get to play with some world champs, right? Like it's not like he's going to like a shit team. Obviously,
This is best, like probably skilled team, right? Because like
yeah, just
if you
talent
compare
alone,
it to everybody
just
else,
talent
yeah.
alone. I mean,
Field team, but yeah, maybe. But like, dude, those guys just play wrong.
yeah, but I mean, they can fix how they play.
Yeah, but look at the other
I-
options
I-
like that.
I
Like
don't know,
you're
bro.
either
That's
going to
being
like a team that isn't even qualified for champs, or you're going to what, Boston? And I'd rather be on Optics than
Optic's gonna be
Boston.
the best.
Obviously, you
Optic's
don't
gonna be
go
the
to
best
any
offer out
team.
there,
I
man.
feel like you always go to the team.
But
that has
that's what I'm
the
saying,
most
though, Pat.
talent.
Then what are the choices after that? It's if those are your choices, I'm going to Optic, even if
But
it's
what
not
are
the
the
ideal
choices?
situation,
Go
right?
You gotta
anywhere
remove your
but
Optic bias aside
Carolina.
here
Do
and
not,
actually
if you're
answer the
Merc,
question.
if you're hearing this,
There's
don't
no
go to
Optic
do
bias.
not go to Carolina.
Nah,
if you're
that's
hearing
rich,
this,
yeah.
Merc, don't go to
Not the
Carolina.
anti-Carolina
do
prop.
not
from Tom.
do not go to.
Not anywhere
Your
but
fucking avatar,
Carolina.
you're
man.
It's
no
the
Optic bias.
anti-Carolina prop
That
from
picture is
Tom.
your fucking webcam picture right now. You're saying no Optic bias.
Hey, I don't have Optic bias. If I'm being honest, if I'm this kid's agent, I'm absolutely going to the Falcons. I'm signing an absolute bag, and I'm rebuilding Pred, Xnid, this kid, and then getting a superstar next
You're
year.
choosing not to go champs. You're not choosing not to go champs this year.
I'm choosing to go win EWC.
If you want the
No.
biggest option, just go to a team and only sign a 1 year and leave that option. Like,
If I'm Merc's agent, I'm getting him probably $500,000 this year.
We're
maybe
smoking upon you now.
maybe
The New York
700
Knicks are
next
being
year.
consumed by Pat.
It's
What's going on
me,
here?
it's me, Pred, Xnid, and then we're recruiting the best AR in the team. We're winning EWC, and then we're building an absolute squad for next
They're not
game.
winning EWC whether they decide to keep Priesto or Arcides and
Bro.
even just sub in one for
I'm,
Merc,
I'm not
bro.
even
They're
gonna
cooked.
lie. I wouldn't even.
No, we're not kicking. We're
I
not
could see
keeping
Merc going
either
to
of
the
those guys.
Falcons.
What are you saying?
I could definitely see Merc going to the Falcons for sure.
Not
It
now.
depends if he wants to play at champs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or how
Bro,
you
you want to
value
fucking
that.
play at chips.
You make more
Right, that's
money.
what I'm
You make
saying.
more money at EWC, right?
I gotta say the money
For first, I actually don't know.
the money
Or he
that-
just goes, or he
Hold on.
just goes to both with Optic.
Yeah,
Hello.
he could go to
I
both.
just-
He could go
Yeah,
to both.
but
I mean, I
he
think
can
Optic is just
make
his
him
best
get
option.
Here
bounced
is a
top
really
8.
risky decision, though. You go to that Falcon situation, you're chasing the bag, and it's already like kind of an iffy team situation. They won one series of split. I don't know if that's the best for your career off the rip. Go to Optic. They're obviously trying to find a spark. You go in. They play that like same energy you're playing with Toronto. There's no pressure. We suck. You just keep it rolling, bro. I don't
Hey,
think it's that
also,
I don't think it's that
listen.
complicated.
Optic is bad, but like they were competitive with FaZe, and they had a guy dropping a 0.7. Yes, they play the game completely fucking wrong, but they were competitive with the team. They
got
buy
top 8
into
3 times.
They buy into another guy that, if we're being honest, he's playing similar like Caesar, because Caesar was supposed to be the guy that's getting in the fucking hill and playing more around the objective. Merc is most of the time playing around the objective. The difference is he's getting fucking kills with both guns, and he's an actual flex. That means Dashy can just be a fucking AR, because that whole Dashy flex shit is dead. He doesn't have a Maddox anymore. He's a good fit for that team. Yeah, they haven't
What are
been
we
the best.
saying, bro? You just said that he's
How
a
am I-
good.
how?
You
He's
just
a
said
good
that
fit.
he's a good fit to replace
He's better-
Skies exactly
he's-
how that Optic team is
he's
playing.
better-
which
he's better
is
than
the fucking
Skies.
Shotzi Kyler blackout,
And that is fine.
No, that team
They
will
are
still
not-
get fucking world starred as they have been. They will still make horrible
I
plays.
said
They're
this-
gonna win-
I
they're
said
gonna win
this-
that purely on skill. though.
I
It's
said
whether or
this.
not
I
they're
said
gonna
this
win.
They're
yesterday.
not gonna
Was it yesterday?
fucking beat
Yeah, I
any
said
of the top
no.
teams.
It doesn't matter. Well, that's not what they're we already said they're not going to reach that goal, but that doesn't mean they can't get better and at least be competitive, even if they don't win. Maybe they upset.
congrats.
Off of,
Yeah, Merc.
off
go
of
to
just
Optic
having a
and
good
get
day.
fucking 6th and 5th
They're going to go to
twice.
if he goes to the Falcons, they're going to do the same shit
Yeah, but I'm gonna get him
and not
paid,
qualify for a tournament. He's not going to qualify for what he's going to qualify for $1 less $1 million tournament with that team. Why would he go there?
We haven't
Listen,
had a good
if he goes,
eggs crash out episode.
listen, if he goes to Optic, they're going to go to both these
Holy
fucking.
shit.
They should go to both these tournaments. He's going to make a
they're
lot
gonna
more
be
money. He's going to be on
average.
Optic, and on
Not
top
gonna
of
make
that,
a lot more money.
and on top of that, if they once again, I said it last time, they should just buy into this fucking overslaying shit. Like if they're not going to play the game correctly at this year,
Stack
just
talent.
fucking stack talent and
Yeah.
just go in and just world star and like hope that is getting you over the hump against these lower level teams, and then maybe try to find win condition against
None of
these
the
other teams.
lower level
'Cause
teams are going to be in champs. There's only 8 teams at champs.
regardless if they haven't been the best, they've shown they can be competitive at times with one of the best teams in the league. And if they need somebody that's going to come in and fry to get them over that hump, then fuck it, bro. Just bring in some kid that's going to fry and hope that you just have a good fucking day.
You're coping. You're coping hard.
'Cause otherwise-
the
and I'm looking at this
the
from-
subs must be expiring, bro. You're trying to gain a few back.
You're an idiot, bro.
This is
I'm just not.
insane,
I
bro.
just don't have optic
is
bias.
insane
I don't have
quote,
optic
bro.
bias. I don't have optic bias. I roast them every.
I don't
literally
have
said
any
I'm.
bias. What I have is
can we-
money
I literally
bias.
said.
We're going
I
nowhere.
literally
have
said
is
they're dog
cash
shit. I literally said they're dog
money.
shit earlier.
Cold hard cash money bias, and I'm getting Merc the most money. We're
All right.
going
Well,
Falcons.
listen. We're going.
I'm
in
glad we
circles.
could all agree it's a
Yeah, yeah,
difficult
WC.
decision for the
Yeah,
kid.
it's a difficult decision, right? Me personally,
It's not difficult.
I'd go to Optic if I was Merc, but I mean, listen, everybody's got a different opinion on it. Let's move on. We've been going in circles about this topic because we got
Wait, Tom, why did you go to Optic in World War II then?
Because I thought my team. I got a few reasons as to why I didn't go to Optic in World War II.
Let me know.
So one reason was
the money.
The money.
No, well, listen.
Is right.
No,
And I'm getting
listen.
Merc the money
No,
right
Tom,
now.
how much?
on
Yo,
your
Tom, how much was
phone.
it?
No, you gotta
Tom,
let-
how much was it?
Are you guys gonna let me even explain
go ahead, Tom.
myself? Fuck.
Go ahead, Carlito.
First of all, it's $20,000 a month is the best contract in Call of Duty history. Okay, it's
Damn.
$20,000 a month. It was the best. All the players right now who are on these
Not,
crazy
well,
contracts.
hold on. Not COD history, but
No, at the time it was.
at the time, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. At the time, it was the biggest
It was
contract.
it was CS level money at that point.
At that time, it was the biggest contract, and then everybody started flipping out, and then all the players started asking for that, and then when we went into franchising, that's what everybody got. So you're welcome for that. All the players now, you're welcome. Okay.
I got 30.
Second of all, yeah, I know
30
you
and didn't
did.
scrim the first couple of months of the game. It was really worth it for LAG.
Okay.
Hey,
Second of all,
that didn't impact me.
okay. Second of
Yeah,
all,
you got the bag. I respect it. You hustled the fuck out of LAGs. Go ahead, Tom.
second of all, we just won on FaZe season 1, right? Just got the MVP. Just won. Like our FaZe team was nasty. I didn't want to give up a team that I knew was really good to go to a team where I could potentially just become a scapegoat, right? Like I go for like half the year. If we don't win, right, then I'm gonna get dropped, right? Like they're not dropping Crim, they're not dropping
My
Scump.
bad, Sam.
Like, if I go to that team, right, I didn't want to burn my bridges at FaZe, then go to a team where I'm definitely the clear scapegoat if we were to lose, right? And then I lose both situations and I lose fucking composure, right? So I stayed loyal to FaZe. I signed the contract. I stayed with a team that I already knew was really good. And I really thought we were going to win champs. We obviously got a top 3 placing. We trolled against TK. I think we make it to the grand finals and don't troll. I think we're winning champs, right? So I don't think it was a bad decision in the end. I also talked to Hector and told Hector what I offered. And Hector even said, dude, you should take that. Like, that's crazy, right? Like, you should definitely take that. I even talked to Hector before going into the meeting, and he was like, if they end up going like this high, this and that, like, I obviously had to weigh like a lot of different options. I was talking to Hector at the time. I was talking to different people at the time. But that's why I didn't want to be the scapegoat. I didn't want to lose my loyalty to a FaZe, and I thought my FaZe team was a good team, right? I thought it was a good.
You already won an event at that point, right?
This is
everything that you just
right
named
after we won season 1.
Bro, all I'm hearing is that both Tom and Sam ruined the league at one point in their careers.
Yep.
I helped the league.
That's all I'm hearing.
Tom didn't ruin the league.
I helped the league. I helped the players.
Yeah, he was getting these plumbers paid, bro, and now they're just complacent plumbers.
Oh, shit. And you could argue that Eggs inflate the salaries as well. 30K for fucking LNG.
I just did the math. I just did the math. It wasn't 30. It was 32.
What Slay did was get paid 400 a year and didn't even play. Slay got paid 400 a year and didn't even play. He fucking sat out, took his guaranteed contract, and then didn't even fucking. But which I'm pretty sure they stopped making contracts guaranteed after that.
That was because of the nub, bro. That was
because of the nub.
Bro, the nub was showing up to scrims. Crazy.
Trade stocks.
Ian pull up with the MacBook with Thinkorswim open and missed my trade.
Bro, I remember this at that. I don't remember what fucking
it was
event
London, bro. It was London, bro.
It was London. I'm like, yo, y'all want to
Ian would dead ass shit, bro. He would have a controller for scrims. He get one shot, 2-piece, look over, trade.
Ian's like, hold on, the market just opened.
Got me, bro. Trade option.
I also, when I first got offered that 20K a month, I also declined it at first, and I said I'm not accepting this offer unless my teammates all get a raise. I said all my teammates have to get bumped to at least. By the way. I said all my teammates gotta at least get bumped to 10K a month, or I'm not joining FaZe. Like, I'm literally not. I'm not playing. Like,
wow.
And then he said done. Said done deal. Boom. All my teammates got bumped. You can ask the team. They're saying cap. You can ask Ben.
No,
you can ask the team.
I was.
They all went from 7K a month to 10K a month. They all
was in the group
10K
text this happened.
Yep, 100% it happened. I said, listen, I'm not signing it because it's not right. Like, I can't make this much money, and then the rest of the team is like not like anywhere close to this. Like, that's insane. Like, that's just not right, right? So, like, the only way I sign this is if the rest of the team gets paid. Boom, everybody got a raise. I got paid, signed a contract. Boom, 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 and we choked that champs. Slowly, let's move on to the next series. Okay, we got the Miami Heretics going up against Atlanta FaZe. What the fuck? Miami.
My God, we're choking a champs into a FaZe L. Oh my God.
We're choking a chance to go into a FaZe L.
Puerto, bitch.
Atlanta FaZe, they lose over here to the Miami Heretics 3-2. This is after Miami just got 3-0 fucking shit slammed by Thieves as well. So I don't know what's going on here. Miami with a huge bounce back. I think the biggest things were the hard points, right? Miami Volt hard point 250 to 115, and the Hacienda hard point 250 to 160. Wasn't even close. I could probably say that this would probably be a 3-1. It should have been a 3-1. Miami should have won this 3-1. They completely trolled the second map. They threw that one away. Abizi just went fucking God mode and won on that map, right? So FaZe was even lucky this got to a last map. We got to talk about FaZe's hard points, but before we do that, let's go down and take a look at the stat sheet. Finally, we got some stats here, such as a red and green carpet. But we got a 0.95 from Meadows, a 1.09 from Real, a 0.92 from Rencore, and a 1.19 from Super. Super has been unreal since joining this roster. On the other side, you have a 0.94 from Abizi, a 1.01 from Salium, a 0.82 from Draza, and a 1.12 from Simp. Match MVP probably going to be Super. It is going to be Super with a 1.58 in hardpoint, a 0.69 in search, and a 0.81 in control. So obviously the search and control, a little iffy here for the Miami side, but they do get it done in the hard points, which I do think is the biggest L for FaZe right now. Even Simp tweeted about it after the fact. But FaZe do get a top 6 placing. The 4P is no longer there. And yes, FaZe, they get eliminated from the tournament. Ben, we'll start with you. Obviously, you've been critiquing these guys a lot. FaZe, they lost here to Miami. What happened in today's series?
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. I mean, I think you're right about the hard point. They just at times look uncomfortable. They don't win the break off. It spirals. They on a hot stand, they rely on the ROKKR to get back on the first rotation. They got to figure out how to get better flow on the map, figure out their timings. This split when Mbizi and Simp were in flow, and either one of them was positive, they were 5-0 on the map. When one of them was negative, they were 2-9. So they just got to kind of figure out their hardpoint game. The control in the S&D was pretty good this split. I mean, Miami are a great search team, and they battled at both these maps. I know you said that Miami kind of tossed map too, and I think you're correct because they were up big, but FaZe also did have A First Bloods and controlled a bunch of rounds early in that map. So I just think FaZe plays stupid games, wins stupid prizes, got to lock in a hardpoint.
What games did they play?
Oh, it's sucking ass at hardpoint display. That's a stupid game they played. You can't Nezzle your way to every series win.
He didn't finish stupid game mode, Pat.
You can't Nezzle your way to every fucking series.
Pat, what'd you think? FaZe got slammed today. What the fuck happened?
I mean, yeah, that's just unfortunate. I mean, look, it's hard. Like, it's hard to 4-peat, guys, right? Like, it's only happened a couple times. I think I've done it twice. I think I 8-peated, but like, it's tough to do. It really is tough to do. So,
During
like,
the non-plumber era, that's so tough.
That's crazy. Now, I think a really long time ago was plumber era. I'm gonna be honest, a really long time ago. Sorry, Pat. I didn't mean to. You know what I mean? I didn't mean to kind of kill your whole schmo there. You know what I mean? But
I mean, like
MW3,
I think was like the 1 year of plumber era because no one played. But
yeah.
Look, it's tough. Obviously they lose a grueler game 5 round 11. But they lost 2 hard points, which is I think it's just unacceptable. Period for this FaZe squad. Like the team with this much talent should never lose 2 hard points in any series, regardless. They're just too talented. But obviously they got outclassed here. Draza obviously had a weak one. He tweeted, he was like, I don't know what happened. I just got shit on in hardpoint this tournament. Even though he fried against Optic, but yeah, I mean this is a rough one. Miami just came to play. It was crazy too that they bounced back because they got fucking smoked. Like 2 hours before.
That's what I was saying.
So their bounce back was obviously crazy to then beat the reigning champs. But yeah, I mean. Is this now top 6? Is this their worst placing in a long time?
No, they got 6 at champs and immediately won the next event. So
Yeah, they got 6th, win, 6th.
Oh, but still almost a year, right?
Yeah, I wish they would have got the 4-peat, then lost Major 4. That would have been a perfect scenario. But now I'm like, oh man, see what happens here. You know what I mean? But they got to fix their hard point, bro.
I think the difficult thing for them is it's like you don't really got a week break in between this game, this and the next stage. I mean, you're also going to have to deal with the new patch, the submachine gun situation there. The league try to squeeze in a new hardpoint map over the course of the next couple of days. It's going to be tough. I think this stage is going to be a lot of work in progress, and hopefully their hardpoint gets to a point by the time Major 4 comes around that they're solid.
Not having a break doesn't really change anything, bro. They're only playing 1 match a weekend, maybe 2.
Yeah, but think about how many scrims you're getting this week. You're getting Tuesday, Wednesday, and
they
Thursday.
just gotta rat it up more, bro.
They still have like a month and a half until the next tournament.
They just gotta rat it up, bro. Their setups are ass.
You got to make progress, you know. Like
yeah, but the match reps are really important too, Ben. Like I know it's not like scrim reps, but I mean we're talking about FaZe, bro. Their match reps are going to be just as valuable.
Yeah, you just don't get that week and a half where you can get 7, 8 scrims in of just working on your concepts. You're just going to come back and instantly get a couple of scrims before doing warm-ups. So I think they're going to be fine. Like I think Thieves may pass them as the number 1 seed if Thieves win this event, I believe. But if they can just figure out hard point, I think, yeah.
Damn.
Points.
That's kind of crazy that FaZe won 3 events and they're going to lose the number 1 seed.
These have dominated every fucking stage though online.
Sorry, 2 events. Yeah, 2 events.
It's just that 30 points online are the difference right now. That's why they'll bounce them and jump them.
Duarte, what did you think of the series, Chris?
Yeah, Draws had a fucking stinker in both their losses. He just played like absolute ass in the respawns. And he was like one of their bailouts in the online stage when they were winning HPs and they were winning a couple of their matches. Like it was Cell and Draws carrying the brunt of it in the respawns. Simp stepped up a little bit, but unfortunately it was just not enough. But on the Miami side, bro, like Super is fucking insane. That guy is so fucking good. Metals was making plays in that first map, and then Real in both hard points was actually unreal. There was a cool tweet. I think it was like a CDC Intel tweet about it. He's like, who would have thought that like a dominant AR duo in challengers, if you put them in the league, they could do this. And that goes further into that narrative. I think that Envoy said there's no talent in challengers or some shit like that when Super and Rencor both together were in challengers literally less than a year, like last year. And they have came in, and now they're at top 4 at a major, and they've completely turned this Miami team around into a pretty consistent force this stage. So I'm just happy for them, man. They deserve it. They're good people.
Yeah, they do.
And
deserve it.
I'm really excited to see them
Dude,
play tomorrow.
The funny thing about the no talent and challengers take, like, it was unique in this case because it was Envoy, but bro, 75% of the league now is just challenger players. No bullshit. Like, they're just players, because whether players have retired or whatever, like, majority of the league is from challengers.
Yeah, there's been more opportunities for challenger players in the CDL than ever. Every year there's more players.
Yeah, but I think that also played a big factor in the fact that, like, everybody from the pre-CDL era was at the end of their career and retiring. I mean, we talked about it. Like, how many players have fucking retired in the last 5 years?
Yeah, it's a changing of the guard.
Everyone was at the end of their career.
Yeah.
Is it just like Slasher and Attach left?
I think there's like 8, 9,
TJ, I guess,
10
well,
players
TJ's kind of new.
TJ, Slasher, Attach.
Not a
Who
lot.
else?
Envoy.
Yeah, Envoy, yeah.
And
Ken, yeah. I mean, if we're doing it
There's a couple.
pre-CDL, but like,
There's a few.
like the really old guard is all gone pretty much. Like
Dash,
Slasher
a lot of
and
them,
Attach,
maybe.
like pre-CDL, is a
Dash,
lot of them is 2019 too. Is the thing.
But
There's a lot of
Dash is not
2019
bad.
If you do 2018, if you do pre-28 or 2019,
That guy's
then
Dashy's not that
Sla-
old, bro.
both
Brand's World War
Slasher,
II.
both
That's just World
Slasher
War
and
II.
Attach, Slasher and Attach are both from
Actually, no,
fucking.
No,
he
he's
started
IW.
IW. He started
Yeah, he's
IW.
IW.
Slasher and
His
Attach
first
both
event was
started in
IW champs,
Ghost.
wasn't it?
Dashy is 40?
Nah, we're not counting Priest though. We're not counting a BZ. If I don't want to do it CDL. Like, we're talking at old days, bro. Slasher and Attach both came in Ghost. They were literally like, BO2 was like the first year, in my opinion, where it was super serious. And then after that, like that, it's like the people that came in right the year after were Slasher and Attach. They are definitely the
Yeah,
oldest.
Brandon's
I
26.
will say,
I'm pretty
my
sure
one
he's 1 year
problem-
younger than I am.
But one thing with this argument is, like, we obviously, after AW had the 18 plus requirement, that kicked out a bunch of players, but there are also a bunch of players who are in the league now that I think could have potentially have gone to an open event, fried, maybe made their way up on teams. They never got the chance because of that age limit.
Yeah. Which the age
Simp, Illy,
Bro, that age limit
MC
thing needs to
and
go, bro.
Jetpacks.
That shit needs to go, bro. I'm sorry.
fucking
bro.
Tyler probably at some point. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Even if the game is rated M or whatever
Brandon?
the fuck, you know, they should just have a like a parent consent form or something where somebody like
The
older.
Scump rule.
Yeah, bro.
rule, yeah.
Like, wait, what was that again? Was that the champs?
He
thing?
played it. He was 17 when he played a BO2
BO2
champs.
champs, yeah. They made a
But
rule
the
so he could play.
best part about that was Ricky got disqualified for not being 18, and then that happened, bro.
Yeah, that's
Ricky
crazy.
Ricky qualified through the online qualifier to go to COD champs, and then the Scump
that
exception
same year.
happened after.
That same year.
Yeah. That's literally a month later.
Wait, that's insane. That's
They
crazy.
disqualified Ricky's team because he was 17.
Damn, my
Didn't have
bad.
red hair. Get fucked.
Also, I don't want to be that guy when it comes to Envoy's take, but like 2 of his teammates are basically players that played through challengers and then became like some of the best players in their team, and now they're on his roster, and that's literally fucking Ghosty and Scrappy.
Scrap, yeah.
To be
Technically,
fair, though, you
Hydra
kind of
did-
have to play through challengers. No one's just getting picked up.
Yeah,
to the
I
league
know,
off the
but you get the point.
True.
Like
Hydra
Ghosty,
got picked up from a sniping montage.
I mean, it's only happened to what, 2 players in the league?
And he's
Joe
insane.
Steves and Joe and MC. And I don't really count Simp because, you know, he played
Bro,
challengers
I
a lot.
remember when the
It's like just those
subliners.
2 players.
I remember when the subliners linked me a sniping montage, and I was like, "Bro, what the fuck? Like, what am I supposed to do with this?" Paco was doing like 360s and shit with a
There's a good
sniper.
call. True Dylan. True
And
Dylan
I'm
there.
like, dude, what is going on, bro?
04 and Abuza literally was first year was last year. They were in challengers. 04 was literally challengers midway through the year and won an event and then immediately got put in the pro league, and they played them in the finals of an online tournament, and they might play them in the finals again. Like, say there's no challengers. It's crazy.
Can we talk about Vancouver making
doesn't
3 straight
count.
finals? By the way,
Yeah, they're insane.
granted one of them is online, but they've made 3 straight
They
finals.
might take down the Thieves
They're not
tomorrow.
in the finals.
They're
yet.
gonna make a final.
They
tomorrow.
might take down the
potentially. Sorry,
Thieves.
potentially make 3 straight finals. That's kind of crazy.
They might take down the Thieves. They might do it.
They have an opportunity to make 3 straight finals since they picked up Neb, bro.
Brother, if
Just put it out there.
Toronto or Miami end up going on to win this event, that'd be legendary. That'd be crazy. That'd be
That'd be
insane.
that would be
Wait,
fucking
what's
insane.
the third one?
The minor, major 2, and then potentially major 3.
Wait, there was a tweet. It might have been like a breaking point one. It was like the NEP effect or some shit like that, and the turnaround record wise was fucking insane. I'm
Yeah.
trying to find it.
I mean, yeah, if they win an event this year, that kid is MVP talks for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, we're gonna move on. We're gonna take a look at tomorrow's matches. But before we do, any roster changes for Atlanta FaZe? Any roster changes, guys?
Drop them all.
No, they need the terrorists to shoot back and fucking hardpoint.
ZooMaa's coming back. $20,000 a month.
Yeah, we'd be fucking terrible. I'm washed up, dude. But all right, bet. Let's take a look at tomorrow's matches. Let's see what's going on here and see what's going on. Sam, we were actually talking about that today. Theoretically, if anybody was to come back, right? Anybody on this call who played professionally, except for you, Ben. How long would it take, do you think, for you guys to kind of get back into like the rhythm of things and compete? How long? Me and Sam we're saying it would take us probably like a month to a month and a half to actually.
Bro, it just depends on the game, bro. Like
I've never stopped playing the game.
Yeah, but it's different when you're scrimming, Duarte, right? Like it's different when you're going on scrimming, right? Like that's what I'm saying. Like it's different than just getting on ranked off the Papania, just fucking around, right? Like you have to actually go hard, scrim every day, watch VOD every day, right? Like really getting into it. I think it'd take about a month and a half.
Bro, no bullshit.
I think to get serious, like even for me, I play ranked all day. It would take a bit because there's just things that you can't get away with. Let's say because I grind ranked all the time, there's things you can't get away with when you play like even challenger players. They punish you, and then the pro leagues punish you even more. So yeah probably like a month. Like a good
what
month.
game are y'all talking about though? Like this current
Just
game?
any, like hypothetically, if we were like, let's say we were
this game, Black Ops 6. Say this current game.
Bro, I don't even play that for fun. I wouldn't fucking come back. But if it's Black Ops 2, I'd be ready to scrim tomorrow.
All right, Pat, they give you a $3 million over 3 years to come back and play. Would you do it?
Oh, if next event's Black Ops 2, I'm winning it.
No. If it's Black Ops 6, would you do it?
Oh no, that'd be way higher. Way higher.
Wait, so you wouldn't take
You would have to make more than $1 million a year to play Black Ops 6 professionally.
Yeah, it'd be way higher, bro.
What is Ubisoft paying you, dog?
Bro,
Oh my god.
This game, y'all can't act like this game is good, dude.
No, it's not, but still.
not the best.
That's crazy.
All right, $6 million, $2 million a year. Over 3
Depends
years.
on my. Do I get to pick my team?
Yeah, you get to
Do I get to pick my team?
Yeah, you get to pick your
You
team.
want to pick your team too?
All right, I could do that. Yeah.
Who the fuck is this guy?
Who the fuck? All right, let's do some predictions here. We got Miami going up against Toronto. This is a losers bracket match, right? Loser gets top 4, winner gets to the top 3, and we'll be playing the loser of LA Thieves and Vancouver Surge, who are in the winners final. So we'll start things off. Toronto Ultra versus Miami. Wow, this is hard. Wow, dude. Weirdly enough, I think Toronto's gonna win this series. I don't know what, like, bro. If Toronto get to the top 3 with a sub, I mean, this is fucking crazy. But I'm gonna go with Toronto. Their hard point just looks so good. If they could just take like an S&D or something, like I just feel like their hard point's insane. I really do think that Kleenex and Joe are like on top of the world right now. Like I feel like they're just mixing so well together. Like the way they're just moving around the map. I'm going Toronto Ultra. And maybe hopefully we could get some people to predict Miami because I'm trying to make the comeback here with predictions here. But I'm going Toronto Ultra. Pat, what do you got?
Toronto. And also, I think it's going to depend on which Miami you get, bro. Do you get the Thieves one or do you get the FaZe one?
That's true, right? Like what kind of Miami are we getting? So it's like, I don't know. Toronto's just looks so good throughout the event.
Yeah, I'm just gonna average out to Miami's we saw, and then I'm gonna take Ultra because they've been better than that average.
With Ultra, Insight's just been playing so well. Like he's been going crazy. So I was just like, if Insight's almost like an X factor to me, bro. Like if Insight's going crazy and playing well like that, like this team is just gonna be so hard to beat.
That's another thing, bro. And we've talked about it before. Like when Jamie overperforms, this team could likely win. And it's actually wild that they have a pickup, like, and he's overperforming. So Sam, to your point, like Toronto could win this event because of a Jamie Insight overperform.
Yeah,
For sure.
they could. What do you got, Chris?
I'm going with Toronto. Listen, if they're listening to me right now, do not play dealership again against this team. You got a rewind rep, and that was clearly open. That was probably open in the map pool, if I had to guess. Mm-hmm. Get rewind in there, you stand a better chance. And I think a lot of the reason why Toronto was playing so bad first day is because they just didn't know what they were getting when they played with like Merc. Like they probably were like down on the fact that they were playing with the sub. Yeah. And then after he's just been frying, I feel like they just regained their confidence and start frying. So I'm picking Toronto, dude.
What about you, Sam? Because Miami did knock Toronto into the losers, but I think it's a little bit different, right? They have a substitute, and they kind of just feel like they're getting better and better as the weekend goes on because they have a substitute, right? So he's just getting more comfortable. But what do you think, Sam? You think Miami's going to do it again and beat Toronto?
They already played them one time. It was a 3-1.
Mm-hmm.
I got them again. Miami Heretics, Neslo. Game 5.
A Neslo from Sam LaRue.
Game 5.
What about you, Benjay? Which side are you on? Purple or orange?
Miami 3-1.
Miami 3-1? All right, so Ben's got the same thing. Now we go over to LA Thieves versus the Vancouver Surge. I got LA Thieves. They look way too good right now. They look insane. I mean, this has to be their event to win. I feel like there's a lot of pressure on them right now. I feel like they've been putting in the work. And Ernie's been playing Rocket League, so I know that's elevating his play. So I'm going to go LA Thieves. I'm going LA Thieves 3-1 in this one. 3-1, 3-2. I can see it going 5 maybe. We just haven't seen a lot of game 5, so we'll see what happens. But who do you got, Pat?
I got a weird feeling that they're going to blow them out. So I'm going to go Thieves 3-0.
Okay. Chris?
I'm gonna go with Thieves.
San LaRue.
Thieves.
Ben Genesee.
Thieves.
All right. Before we move on to Ben's putt, who do you guys think's
We should
winning
do
the
the
whole?
next 2 series
Who
as
do you-
well.
Yeah, we could. Who do you think's
Just say
winning
who
the?
you have in the finals and who wins.
Vancouver LAT and finals. Vancouver win. Or LAT
Same.
win, excuse me.
Same as Sam.
Oh my God, you might have just jinxed it.
I got same as
Thieves
Sam.
Ultra.
Jinxing
Thieves
it.
Ultra, and I got Thieves winning.
I got same as Sam.
So everybody but Pat, we have Vancouver winning eliminations finals and Thieves winning the last match.
Yep.
If Ultra
Yeah,
make
I got Thieves winning and Vancouver meeting them in
if
finals.
Ultra make it to the grand finals, they might win that shit.
I kind of want them to.
They might-
only
they might
just
win
to
that.
see
But
what
they're gonna
happens
play,
with
like,
Merc.
other
Bro, I
matches.
don't
I'm a
think it's
little- I don't know.
unrealistic, bro.
No, it's
All
not.
I gotta do
It's
is
not.
beat the
They're
Surge.
gonna have to
It's not.
play other. There are only 2 hard points in that series. You're gonna have to the lack of practice and DMAP pool is going to get exposed.
The
in that
reason
final to get there.
it's unrealistic is just their S&D has not been as good with like a sub. They've lost I think a handful of S&Ds now with Merc, even though he's
Vancouver is
been
also
playing
locked
alright.
the fuck in.
Yeah.
This weekend.
Yeah, they
Vancouver's
are. They're
playing well.
locked. They're locked for sure. All right, Benjay, you know what to do. Sing us out, brother. Hit the pot. We got a lot of channel point predictions coming in. We had a good episode today, bro. Thank you to everybody who's been coming in, bro. We got a lot of energy in here today, bro. A lot of people in here, bro. So I appreciate everybody who's been locked in for the watch parties and all the shows. We got one more day to go left in the major, and then we call it. We get back to online matches over to stage 4. So hopefully we get a good day of matches tomorrow. I'm excited to get into Championship Sunday. But Benjamin Nassim stepping up to the plate. 16 million on him making it. 7 million on him missing it, and he sinks it nice and easy. I mean, he just did it. I told you, Ben. What did I tell you?
Bang.
I told you, hey, what did I tell you yesterday, Ben? Just get up there and hit the putt. Don't overthink it, right?
I
Got the
just
job
fucking-
done,
Just hit that shit, bro.
right? Like Conde today in a fucking El Clasico. You know what I mean? Just getting it
Yeah,
done.
'cause
No one
Raheem-
watches that shit
Raheem-
sport, bro.
Raheem fucking sucks, bro.
Wait, what is the El Clasico, by the way? What teams is that?
Barcelona
versus
versus
Real Madrid.
Real Madrid.
Okay.
Raheem sucks, bro. Fuck
It
El
was a
Sport.
banger. El Sport, best sport in the world, biggest sport
Sport.
in the world. It's worldwide, a worldwide sport. You know what I
El
mean?
Sport.
Unbelievable. Well, guys,
I just can't wait till Sam goes to a World Cup game and he's like, "Holy shit, this is
That'll
all
just
right."
never happen, just ever in my life.
Soccer's in the plumber era right now, bro. All
See,
the
the atmosphere
Plumber era.
Plumber.
the atmosphere is lit. The
all
sports
the legends have retired, Sam.
well, so
All
every-
the legends are going. Fuck.
Well, guys, that's going to do it for us. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Go to Anchor.fm, so The Flank. Check out audio. It says Ron. Go follow at The Flank on Twitter. Guys doing a phenomenal job running social. ZooMaa.gg for the merch and the course. Make sure to join the community on Twitter. Spotlight to the top of my Twitter, top of The Flank Twitter. Absolutely. Take care. Brush your hair. And we'll see you guys tomorrow on another episode of The Flank, man. Love you guys, man. Ciao, ciao. Slowly.
Peace.